If you have a problem talking to women, this is gonna help you out. All you have to do is show them this force. You're gonna scare all of them away and therefore never have to deal with a woman again. You're welcome. So here's what it is. It's a card force, the sort of thing that you tell a magician and they start shivering because then they become aware that you know that they can make you pick cards. You're gonna run through the cards like this and have the participant call stop anywhere they want. Let's say they happen to call stop over here. You go right there, great. Please remember that card and don't forget it. You got it? Perfect. Why don't you mix the cards up? And now guess what? You have successfully made them pick that card. You could use this as a card control or as a force. It's gonna be up to you. And I'm gonna show you how you could do it on today's episode of PigCake Solidifies Your Virginity. Hi there and welcome. If you're watching this, you should check out the PigCake Magic Academy. Why? Because I'm telling you to. There are over 1,200 videos and counting every single week I upload to the Academy. You should check it out. You have over 1,200 videos that you get access to the moment you sign up. All from holding a deck of playing cards to more advanced sleight of hand. So why not give it a try? Check it out, look at what's available, and see if it suits your needs. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner or if you're an expert, you're gonna find something there that's going to show you the way of magic. So the force card is going to start on the bottom of the deck. Let's say you want to force the 8 of diamonds because your parents gave you thalidomide as a child. You're just going to get a break right there above it. So this is, again, magic jargon. If you're not familiar with these terms, I suggest the Academy. Now here, you're actually going to transfer this to a thumb break as you bring your right hand over. So you're going to transfer that baby to a thumb break by just bringing your hand. See? All that's happening is my right hand comes in and takes that break in the form of a thumb break. And this maneuver allows me to swing cut approximately a third of the cards over in my left hand. Now you don't have to do that, but it's a nice start as opposed to having the cards just counted one by one, which is what you're going to do. So if you want, you could do that, or you could swing cut the cards and start counting them one by one and have the participant call stop anywhere they want. Irregardlessly of what you do, wherever they call stop, you're going to call stop and draw attention to the card they called stop on. Now you're going to do a number of things. The first thing is that you're going to simulate this action. That's the action that you're going to simulate. However, we're never going to do that. We're going to bluff it. We're going to lie through our teeth. And the way that we do that is that we bring this half over to approximately half of these cards. So we're going to bring these cards like this. And as we swing our hands up to show the participant the card, all we're going to do is do nothing. So we're just sliding this all the way up. And of course, we're doing that as we're turning our hands to the participant to show them the card that they allegedly called stop on. Now, when you get to this position, all that's going to happen is you're just going to leave that card. Remember, you have a pinky break, so it's very easy to just leave that card and separate your hands as you show the participant the card that they supposedly picked. Now, if you want, all you have to do at this point is square this card up, put this half on top, and have them mix the deck. And of course, it doesn't matter because you have forced the card on the participant. So at speed, it just looks like this. It just looks like that. All we're doing is just supposedly pushing that card up and showing it to the participant so they could remember what the card is, push it back in, and we're good to go. Now, if you want to use this as a control, it gets a little bit more complicated. So that would look something like this. We have the card squared in. We tell the participant, I'll tell you what, we'll leave it here in the middle of the deck so you could see it all the way. And of course, that was a lie because their card is on top of the deck. Oh yeah. So the way that we do that is, remember, we're in this situation and we're holding these cards in our right hand, but we need to get a pinky break below this card. Now this is hard to do with one hand unless you know this particular maneuver. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our fingertips to pull this card to the right. So that's the first step. That's going to separate that card from the rest of the deck. At this point, we're going to use our forefinger to push this half, squaring it up with the rest of the cards. What this allows you to do is that now you actually have a pinky break right there below that card from this half of the deck. Now there are a couple different ways to do this. Again, my preferred way is using my finger just to push those cards in, and now you have the pinky break. This is of course taking place while you show the participant the card. The other way of doing it is just literally bringing that card back to the deck, and now you have the pinky break there. Even though the cards are staggered, you still have the break nevertheless. So this allows you to do is to push this card in, and now we're going to cover this card momentarily. However, as an afterthought, we're going to take it and do that flourish that we showed earlier. So the way that we do that is that, remember, we have the pinky break here. This is the participant's card. All I'm going to do is momentarily cover this half, depositing this card on top of the card. So I'm just going to cover it, and almost as an afterthought, you're going to say, I'll tell you what, I want you to see that card all the way till I score it up with the deck. So that's going to be your motivation for carrying out the maneuver. Remember, you've kissed the cards, depositing that card on top of the deck. So right now there's actually an X card on top of the card that you forced. And now all I'm going to do is use my left thumb to take this card and bring it to the upper left corner. I'm then going to revolve that card all the way right here around until it clears the pile. So the card is literally being maneuvered all the way around this half until it clears it. And this is a nice way of getting this card to this position with one hand. And now all I have to do is take this half, place it underneath, and that card is already on top of the deck. But I could score it up, tell the participant they could see it till the very last moment, which is of course a lie because, well, the card's already on top. So the whole thing at speed might look like this. Sir, please call stop anywhere you want. Right there, good eye. Please remember the card. Don't forget it, because if you forget it, this is going to be very embarrassing for me and the rest of my family. So I'll tell you what, we'll leave that card actually there in the middle of the deck so you could see it all the way until I bury it deep into the deck. I lied, it's on top. Oh yeah, boys, talk about some heat. Talk about some hard card magic, right? You got to control, you got to force all in one. Makes you want to punch a puppy, doesn't it? Makes you want to do some nose beers with Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. Makes you want to rob a bank, right? Makes me want to rob a bank. I want to walk in to the most innocent bank and rob that after learning this. That's a lie, YouTube. That's a joke. Please don't take that as a serious threat. Some advice at the tail end of the video. I've had a difficult time sleeping as of late. For some reason, my body provides anxiety when it comes to sleep. So I tend to be aware of my heartbeat, right? So what I found to fix that particular issue is to regulate your sleep cycle, right? So right now my sleep schedule is wonky. So what you need to do, which is what I need to do, is force yourself to wake up extraordinarily early, right? So this is how you fix your sleep schedule. A lot of people have different things. They take drugs. No. Here's how you do it, right? You got to force yourself to wake up early. It doesn't matter what time you went to sleep. If you went to sleep at 5, you got to wake up at 6. It doesn't matter, right? And keep up the entire day. Don't fall asleep. Don't take a nap. So when it comes to a regular time, like, I don't know, 10 p.m., you're falling asleep. And guess what? The next day you're waking up at a reasonable time. Keep that up and you fixed your sleep schedule. So I think that that's what I need to do, as opposed to sleeping at random odd times at night for no reason and then having all these intrusive thoughts go into my head. Isn't it wonderful that the time right before you're falling asleep is when somehow you're getting your best ideas, or your brain decides to remind you of all the things that's happened in your life that you cringe about? At least 14 times a day, I look up randomly into space and call myself a slur because I remembered something embarrassing. So this is just how to fix that. You're welcome.
I see you again, when 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 I see